Do you want to draw comics like the pros? Do you want to spice up your journal writing ritual? Or do you just want a new tool to play around with? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you may be interested in a dip pen. Dip pens are really, really fun to use. They are basically just a pen, but without any of the kind of internal springs or cartridges or anything. It's really kind of the most archaic, simple version of a pen. Um, and we all know what like a ballpoint pen is like. We're all familiar with these, and it's fun to write things. It's fun to draw things, but the process of actually using a pen like this, in and of itself, isn't that fun. This is just more of a convenience. It's important, but uh, it's not the most fun. It's just kind of the default. So this is a different way to kind of be a little bit more deliberate with your mark making and try out a different tool that uh, allows you certain abilities that a regular pen doesn't. But for the most part, it's mostly just like fun. It's just a different way to use a pen. So I have a few things laid out that we're gonna need for using the dip pen. First is the holder. So this is the holder for the nib, and then these are the nibs. And we have the ink. You're gonna need like a bottle of liquid ink, and then something to clean off the nib with, which I have a little cup of water. But you can also use little alcohol wipes if you have those. Those are nice too, because they dry up. Alcohol just dries up instantly, so you don't have to worry about drying it with those. But these can be kind of hard to come by, and it's sometimes just easier to use water. So anyway, the dip pen itself is, like I said, it's the holder. So this is just the holder. There's nothing inside this. This is basically just a stick with a cavity right here that you put the nib into, and the nib is more functionally like the pen itself, because the holder doesn't do anything. It's just easier to hold the nib with a holder than to just write like this with this little nib. So I have two sizes here. I think they're basically the same, but lots of different sizes will fit into the holder. So you can try out different sizes if you have different size nibs, and nibs are really cheap. You can get all this stuff really cheap at any art supply store. Nibs are like usually $1 or less, but you can also go more high-end if you get really into it. Same thing with the holders. You can get high-end ones or you can get cheap ones. It's just like a regular pen. So basically what you do with this is, if you can see, there's like 4 kind of mandibles in here, and you just want to slit this in between 2 of them, the ones that go this way. So you want there's a break in the metal right here, so that's the bottom, and then you put the pen in like this, and you just kind of shove it in. So this side will be on top, and then this side will be on the bottom with the break in the middle. So you just kind of shove it in. There's not going to be a click or anything. You just put it in with friction, and it will stay. No need to worry about it. And then we open up our ink. This one looks like it has a dropper. You can drop directly on the pen if you want, but I'm used to just dipping it. So you just dip it in, and you want to dip all the way so that it goes up to this hole in the center. You can see my hand, my finger. So that see-through part. You want the ink to fill up to this point. You don't need to fill this hole up with ink. You can do that, but that's usually too much. You just want it to reach the hole. So dip it in. And so this is plenty. It's about halfway covering the hole. And I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit, get some of the excess off so it doesn't glob up on the page. And then you just write with it. So you want this top part, the convex side, not the side that's like bent inward. You want the side that's bent outward to be on top. And you can go up and down, and you can go laterally, but you can't really go, I guess you can only go down. You can't really go up with this. It's a little weird. It kind of goes against the molding of this, and you can't go upside down. If you try to go upside down, well, this time it worked, but it's really, that's not how it's supposed to be used. So you want to right side up, and then you can write things. Like hello, or whatever you like. So then, once you're done, wash it off in the water, just kind of rinse it off. And then grab a paper towel or an alcohol wipe if you prefer. And clean it off. And you just want to get as much of the ink off as you can. You might not be able to get all of it. That's okay. And then I like to use the paper towel or whatever I'm using to dry it to grab on. It's easier on the fingers to pull it out of the cavity. And there you have it. And that's all you need. That's all there is to it. That's dip pens, Dip Pen 101. All right, hope you enjoy.